Money is a symbol of power. That's all it is. It is a symbol of happiness. It is a symbol of mastering the world around you, and it is a false symbol. It is an idol. We are engaging societally in some sort of idolatry. Money will make you happy. Money will make you rich. Money will make you the master of the world around you. This is a society that is completely devoid of any ideals to sell to the people anymore. And that is all we are left with. I remember when I worked a telemarketing job briefly, I was being instructed by a man who had a dollar sign tattooed on his face. Money is the symbol for all things. It is the symbol of power. People want power. Those who have power control the press. Freedom of the press belongs to only those who are wealthy enough to own the press. They own the press, they own the culture, they own the movies, they own the television, and they teach people to chase after money. This is the only value left. This is a hollow culture. Go out there, get money. I've got mine, you go get yours. I'm not going to rail against it because it is a naked demonstration of complete corruption. You exist only to go out there, obtain money, and spend that money on goods and services that are supposed to make you happy. The obtainment of a new car, the obtainment of a new home, the obtainment of a so-called better job. Better job meaning it is a job that pays you more money than the last job that you've had. This is the culture that we've inherited. And instead of people rebelling against it, they simply tattoo a dollar sign on their face and go about their lives. But the other thing is this. I'm tired of worrying about money. You know, I've just done my budget, looking at the amount of money that's coming in, looking at the amount of money that needs to be spent in order to keep the bills paid, and I must say, it looks like I'm going to be in trouble for the next month. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do. When you look at your budget and you say, well, how am I going to eat? It's very depressing, let alone put gasoline in the car. But I've realized something. I don't want to depress other people with these problems. I'm kind of tired of my own company. I'm sick and tired of letting this whole thing depress me. It's true that the world around us is collapsing. It's true that everybody out there doesn't have two nickels to rub together. It's all true. But I am so tired of worrying about money. I'm tired of the stress that it creates. I'm tired of the way it makes everybody miserable. I don't want to be miserable because the truth is I may never have any money for the rest of my life. The only people who think that they're going to get rich are those people who go out and buy lottery tickets. They stand online at the gas station. They think they're going to win every time. They always tell you, oh, when I win the lottery, you wait and see, it's all going to be better. And they keep buying those tickets to take that ride, and there is no ride. Well, actually, there is a ride. You, the guy who's buying the tickets, you're being taken for a ride. A few dollars here, a few dollars there, the promise of millions of dollars at the end of the rainbow. It's not there for you. The better job, not there for you. I've talked to too many people who have degrees in higher education who can't get a job anywhere. I read a quote from Hunter S. Thompson. The last half of the 20th century will seem like a wild party for rich kids compared to what's coming now. The party's over, folks. That's the quote. The party's over. George Carlin, I'll quote somebody else. He said, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. More importantly, knowing all of this, that it is a systemic collapse, that the amount of money needed to pay off all the debts versus the amount of money in circulation, that the two don't equal up. So this is completely beyond our control, and that's why there's no jobs, and that's why there's no money. And I'm going to try to take the lead on this thing, just for my own sanity. It's time to stop complaining about not having any money, because nobody has any fucking money anymore. If you live in a world where nobody has any hands anymore, and everybody's been decapitated somehow, And you're not the only one who doesn't have any hands. There's a certain point where it's time to stop complaining about how you can't play the piano anymore. I know that's a crummy metaphor, but that's kind of how I feel about myself. I am completely disgusted, but with myself, because I'm letting this garbage get to me. I'm letting it bother me that I don't have any money. I deserve more, but I'm not the only one who deserves more. I think everybody out there who's busting their ass deserves a little more, and nobody's getting it. So the time has come to stop the pain. I don't know if I'm going to end up homeless. I don't know what's going to happen to me or anybody that I know who can't get a job, but I'm tired of fucking worrying about it. The world has gone to hell. I'm tired of being afraid of being homeless. I'm tired of being afraid of losing my job. Why shouldn't I lose my job? Everybody else lost their job. Maybe the system is so fucked that nobody can get anything out of this. People are squeezing as hard as they can to get something out of life, and maybe the something that they want to get just isn't there. I want a solution, but I also look at the powers that be and see that there's not going to be one given. They're just a bunch of people buying lottery tickets. They're just a bunch of people wanting to get that promote, hoping that if they keep struggling, if they keep their nose to the grindstone, that they're going to get broken off a little bit of piece, a little bit more money for you. Here you go. It's like feeding breadcrumbs to pigeons. I'm tired of being a pigeon chasing after a breadcrumb. I do my fucking best. I do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not being justly compensated for it, but neither is anyone else. Things are bad, but they're bad for everybody. And I think of this guy. It was in Japan years and years and years ago when they had an earthquake. It might have well over 10 years ago, and it was a little quote I read from this Japanese guy who lost his house. I think he lived in either in the suburbs or whatever, and he was smiling, and the American reporter was interviewing him and says, "Why are you smiling?" After this guy lost his house, and he said, "Well, if I lost my house, I would cry. But everybody lost their house, so we all have to smile." And I like that better. I know that's cornball, because it's corny. But I'm sick of my own company. I'm sick of my own complaining. The whole world has fallen apart, and we have to stay human, and I'm just tired of the fear and the worry. You know, if what happened before with 9/11, terrorism nonsense, that went on for years. And now we got this whole other thing to be afraid of, the bankruptcies and the foreclosures and the homelessness. And the world doesn't work. The world is a mess. It's none of our fault. I still want to have a good time. I still want to live. I don't want to think about this shit on a daily basis. Bills, like I said, I did my budget. I'm looking at a stack of bills and say, okay, I can pay these bills. I won't have any money left over for myself. How am I going to eat this month? You know, I'm going to be bumming, food from people for the last month and not going anywhere except to work and to home. You know what? I don't want to let it bring me down. I'm mad. I'm ready to start a riot if anybody wants to get up off of their ass and let's have a fucking revolution. If there was anybody who's actually serious about it based on the issues I'm discussing, let's go. I don't care if I don't have anything in my hand except a golf club. I'm not a violent guy. I'm not a tough guy. I just know we're backed into a corner and our survival is threatened if we don't come out swinging against the people who want to keep running the society this way. It's slowly killing the American people. The prices of everything going up all the time incrementally while your wages are going down. Where are people going to live? The guy I liked in the whole political scene was the guy who formed the Rent is Too Damn High party. The rent is too high. The expenses, the costs of living are too high for the people. We have an unsustainable system. We all know this. I'm tired of it making me complain all the time. I don't want to be around me. If I knew somebody like me, I wouldn't want to listen to me complain about society either, which is why I've decided, I guess, to, reclaim my own humanity? I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being afraid. And these fears are normal. We all experience them. But I'm tired of letting it rule me. And now it's time for me to slay the dragon. Otherwise, along with all your money, in your possessions, in your home, and all that other stuff, you'll also lose your sanity. Would like a little sanity right now. You got to look inside of yourself for that thing, for sanity. You can't find that from the outside, and that's what I'm in search of. In Search of Sanity with Leonard Nimoy. Is he still alive? Anyway, that's that. Take care.
The moon is white, the sky is black, and there's something there to that. The water's blue sometimes, sometimes word make up rhymes. Hey, 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 hey. The trees are green, grass is too. I'm wondering, how are you? Hey.